So recently, I had an amazing opportunity to travel to Peru with Matthew 25 International. Now, we played 12 services in 13 days, saw thousands of lives changed, and even saw some amazing sights. But I almost didn't go. And this is the story of why it's important to be prepared and why you should get your passport, even if you don't have a place to go just yet. So, fun fact about me, I've never really been too big on travel growing up. Sure, the occasional trip or two out of town would be nice, but for the most part, I've grown up pretty much content to just be in my own little area, which is pretty nice to be fair. That is until about 2021 when things started to change. I started watching creators like Yes Theory share what life is like outside of our own little comfort zones. Drubinski showcased people's stories from all around the world. Adam Neely shared how music can be such a form of unity in so many different cultures, and watched so many other creators that were great at this. My itch to travel grew and grew and grew, and then eventually it just kind of stopped. Between trying to get a master's degree, having a job, and trying to pay for that degree, and so many other different life things going on, I figured that traveling, and specifically traveling ministry, would just kind of have to wait. And the fact that I didn't have that rectangular green stuff that you need to have in order to pay for your travel didn't exactly help either. I started getting frustrated that I wasn't able to do the things that God was calling me to do, and to be honest, I kind of felt pretty stuck, like I would never get to experience the things that God was showing me. So I started losing hope. Or maybe I didn't. I did start focusing really hard on the things that God had for me at the moment and trying to give my best with that. But maybe I didn't lose hope, but it was getting there. So yeah, I'm human too. Eventually, it got to a point where I quite literally just broke down one day and realized that it would be so much better, so much easier, and a lot less stressful if I just simply stopped trying to figure out God's timeline and just do what He was asking me to do at the moment and keep a good attitude with that. So I did. Whether it was helping produce a song for a friend or traveling to play at an event, big or small, I tried to commit time and energy to make sure that one thing that I was doing at the moment was the absolute best that I could do. So time goes by, and now it's 2022. I'm still trying to figure out what God wants me to do, which, to be fair, I'm still trying to figure out in 2023 and probably will be for the rest of my life. But anyway, it's 2022. I'm still trying to focus on what God has for me at the moment and being okay with that. And then something interesting happens. Quite literally, all throughout the year, I had heard this small little voice that would every now and then tell me, "Get your passport." Now, I had always wanted to get my passport, but remember, I had thought that those traveling opportunities were still pretty far away. And to be fair, I didn't even know that this trip to Peru or any opportunity to travel outside the country was even a possibility yet. So I kept putting off getting my passport, but even then, that voice just would not leave me alone. It kept going, "Get your passport, get your passport." And I kept thinking, sure, I'll get it eventually. It's not like I'm gonna need it anytime soon anyway, right? Even then, part of me was thinking, maybe you should listen. So fast forward to later in the year, the opportunity to travel to Peru comes up, and I go into panic mode, wondering if I can even get my passport in time. Now, thankfully I did, but I didn't like that I had waited till the opportunity came up for me to get prepared. And it's in that God taught me a very valuable lesson that hopefully will help you. Don't wait to get your passport. Now, what do I mean by that? Obviously, I'm not just talking about getting your actual passport, although you might want to go ahead and get that. You never know. What I am trying to focus on is this important idea of being prepared even when you don't have an opportunity yet. Basically, don't wait for the promise to come up before you get prepared. Oh, there's a message in that. The Bible is full of examples on this. You've got Noah having an ark ready before it had even rained ever, Joseph getting himself and an entire nation ready for a famine like they had never seen before. You've got Solomon giving tons of advice in Proverbs about the importance of not being slothful and being prepared. You've even got Jesus himself in the New Testament giving the analogy of bridesmaids having plenty of oil in their lamps, ready for the bridegroom to return to the party. Even though I didn't have an opportunity to travel out of the country earlier on last year, I still should have listened earlier on and gotten my passport. I'll be working on that. So what's the point of story time with Jared today? Well, basically, your opportunity may not involve a passport, but it does involve preparation. God will open the right doors for you when it's the right time and when He's prepared you enough for it. Now, make no mistake, God will call us to do things that don't make sense immediately or use us to do things that we don't feel prepared for. We will always need to rely on Him for strength. But just because we can't see what He's doing doesn't always mean that we should wait around for Him to make the first move. So, in short, don't neglect getting your passport because you never know what opportunities wait for you on the other side of your preparation and your obedience. It's actually kind of cool seeing airplanes leave.